Okay. Hello, and welcome once again to Stone Soup.
The world according to sci-fi geeks.
You may wonder what this strangeness is all about.
Well, you may recall that before our 2-week absence, the week before Halloween, we had finished by saying we were going to show you how to make a Jell-O brain. Well, then we got sick, and after Halloween seemed like a bad time to be doing brains. But so a zombie viewer requested that we show the brains. And here it is.
And here it is.
It is actually a Jell-O salad, not straight up Jell-O. That's why it's,
Well, it's
opaque.
a Jell-O dessert.
Well, it's made with cherry Jell-O, Cool Whip, crushed pineapple, and cottage cheese.
And then, you want to pull it up? Molded in this. We got that offline.
Yes.
I just Googled brain mold and found a place that would sell me a brain mold.
And ta-da.
I'm going to try heart mold and see what I get. But then
You have a heart mold, same place they had this?
I don't think I saw one. Maybe I did. But wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
You know, for Valentine's Day, instead of a heart, you have an organ. Anyway, so this is, and we love this stuff.
Yes.
We just adore eating this. It's delicious. And then, I mean, there are a couple places here where the Jell-O is still extra red, so it looks like blood vessels that are bursting. And there's a little place here where the Cool Whip didn't blend in. It's a tumor. So, for your Halloween pleasure, you can have the coolest stuff.
You put little marshmallows in it, so say those are tumors, put gummy worms on it. Yeah, we had something like this.
Oh, God, gummy worms. You are one sick puppy.
It's Halloween, man. We actually had something like this at a Halloween party years ago. A friend of ours also had a brain mold. This is something we got just recently. But for some reason, nobody would eat it.
So we had to eat some, just so people would realize, no, it's food, really. But then at that party, we had a terrible time getting people to eat the food. Just because the guacamole looked like it was being barfed out of a skull is no reason not to eat it. It was delish.
It was just guacamole. Where's your Halloween spirit?
Yeah, seriously.
But, oh well.
Anyway.
So we hope this satisfies our zombie viewers.
Yes, we have zombie viewers, like we say. Anyway, so I'm just going to stuff this in the fridge real quick, and then she's going to start talking about Sarah Jane.
Yes. Move this out of the way. So now that we're done with those kinds of brains, let's see. This week, we had the end of the current season of the Sarah Jane Adventures. For those of you who don't know, what is wrong with you? But it is a spin-off of Doctor Who. This one aimed more toward teens and younger, where Doctor Who is more young adults, but not anything risque. And Torchwood, the other Doctor Who spin-off, is right into our territory.
Oh my goodness, it's like I'm not old enough to see that show.
There's things just like, whoa, but not on Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane is the really kid-friendly one.
Yeah.
Let's see, this is what, the 4th or 5th season?
Fourth,
yes.
Now, first, I adore any TV series that has as its star a woman of a certain age. Mine, as kicking butt and taking names, action hero, saving the world from aliens, mostly aliens. But anyway, I love this show.
Mm-hmm. It's fun bringing out of the old, young action star mold. Just because they're older doesn't mean that they're out of it yet. You know what they say? Old youth and skill will never outdo old age and treachery.
Sarah Jane is Sarah Jane Smith. She's a reporter, and she was the doctor, the companion, one of the doctor's companions, the fourth doctor's companions.
Third and fourth, actually.
That's third and fourth. She started with John Pertwee, and then when he regenerated into Tom Baker, she was still there. So she'd seen a regeneration. So when she runs into the doctor again, when he's David Tennant,
the new series,
in the newer series, she had no problem with the concept that this was the doctor.
I mean, she didn't recognize him at first, of course. Then she finds the TARDIS, and it's like, oh my God. It's a wonderful scene.
Yeah. The whole episode is fabulous. It's called
School Reunion.
School Reunion. That's Doctor Who episode, School Reunion.
And, Sarah Jane always was a very popular companion, and apparently with School Reunion doing so well, they decided to, give her a spin-off, and it works too.
And they gave her some friends to help.
They're all teenagers.
They're all teenagers. I mean, it's a little girl next door. Well, she's not little.
No.
Big girl next door. And
I started out with a young lady named Maria. Then in the second season, whatever reason, They say it's for studies. We have suspicions otherwise. But she got brought in a different young lady named Ronnie, who's like one of the tallest members of the cast, which is interesting. And for those of you who know Doctor Who, no, not that Ronnie.
Oh, yes.
Sarah Jane has an adopted son, Luke. Also, well, he looks like a teenager.
He acts like a teenager. He thinks like a teenager. He's about 4 because he's a construct. He was made by aliens, and she got him in the very first episode, rescued him, and he's like, what am I going to do with this child? And
So she
she's, I'm
kept him.
going to raise him. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him a life.
Yes. And Luke's best friend that he meets in school, Clyde.
And thank God for Clyde, because somebody had to teach Luke how to be a kid.
Uh-huh.
And a boy kid, yes.
Now, this season, the 4th season, as we say, spoiler alert, but for some reason, they wrote Luke partway out. They had him go off to college. Now, the thing is, Luke is a boy genius, so it makes sense that he would be, boosted up to the grades that would match his intelligence
He's
level.
kind of super genius.
Because he was designed that way.
Yeah.
We're a little fuzzy on what all the aliens thought they were going to accomplish with this. But anyway, now
They had a
firstly,
plan,
I found this move kind of puzzling because 1, we liked Luke, and 2,
whole
Luke was the excuse for Clyde and Ronnie to be hanging around with Sarah Jane. Oh, we're going over to Sarah Jane so we can, be with Luke. That's one thing. We're going over to Sarah Jane's to be with Sarah Jane might raise some parental eyebrows.
Except Ronnie's folks like Sarah Jane. They know
True.
Sarah Jane. They all kind of hang together anyway.
Yeah, and Ronnie wants to be a reporter, so they kind of see this as a mentoring thing.
Yeah, so that's okay.
How Clyde explains it to his mother, I don't know.
He says he's going to go hang out with Ronnie.
Right. Okay.
Because Ronnie's like gorgeous and stuff, For that matter, so is Clyde.
Oh, yes.
But
But again, I still puzzle as to why they wrote Luke out. After all, having a super genius around
well, he
is
wasn't
useful.
entirely written out because he kept
Well, no.
showing up. He was in every episode just on a screen.
Yeah, he was Skyping.
And then in this Skyping. And then in this last episode, he actually came back.
Yes. We
So,
also this
We don't know what the
season-
deal was. Maybe he had something he had to do.
Who knows? Hey, man, if he got another part, like a movie or something, good for him. But, we don't know. So for the moment, it's just a little puzzling. There's also, though, this season saw the return of another of the companions from the original Doctor Who series, Joe Grant, who mostly traveled with the Third Doctor. I say mostly because, for those of you who don't know, the Third Doctor was, for a long time, grounded on Earth. So he didn't do as much traveling as
She
the
was
rest
his
of the
companion,
Doctors.
but they weren't traveling. Yes.
Not as much.
And that was great because the new Doctor, who was played by Matt Smith, showed up in this episode that she was
Yes.
in. And Matt Smith is like 26 or 7, right?
I think he's like 27 right now, like maybe
Yeah.
28. But yeah.
He was 26 when he started. He's not more than 27.
Okay.
And so here's Joe, who is my age again, a little older, looking at him and she and Sarah are talking. And
Sarah, not knowing if Joe knows about regeneration, says he can change his face.
And Joe says, well, I know, but to a baby's? And I loved it. I loved
Best
it.
line in the whole two-parter.
I half expected when he showed up at least for Sarah Jane to say something like, oh, now, Doctor, really, that's just not fair.
Yeah.
Because he's getting younger and younger, and we're getting old. You brat. Anyway.
But, it's a fun two-parter. It's always fun to bring in the other characters. I don't think they'll ever do a full-on crossover with Torchwood because, as we said, way different spectrums here.
But then again, one of the Doctor Who ends of the season crossed all 3.
Yes.
And that was really cool.
Yes.
Go find Doctor Who. You'll love it.
But for basically, Sarah Jane Adventures is a child-friendly sci-fi action-adventure story. So, if you're into that kind of thing and you want to introduce your kids to it, Sarah Jane's a good place to start. This was a fun season. There was one episode where they were sent back through time portals that looked like something that got taken directly out of another British sci-fi series called Primeval. I mean, almost the exact same effect. So it's like, do they know you hacked their effects computers? But, if everybody's cool with it, who are we to argue?
Maybe it's the same computers. Maybe the same effects house did it.
That could be, yes. Still.
A time portal's a time portal. What's it going to look like? Big swirly thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So they have these big swirly things and you just jump through.
Yes.
Oh,
the TARDIS is
yeah.
better.
Well, yeah, the TARDIS is better because you can get in and go home. At least you can hide in there if you have to.
True.
You cannot hide in a swirly thing. You just try it.
Nope. But,
Anyway.
yeah. So, other than a few puzzling things, they also had Luke take Canine with him, the robot dog. Which is sort of a shame. They only recently got K9 out of the black hole vortex he'd been in. If you've seen the show, that statement makes sense.
But you know what? If I were Sarah Jane having to send him off all by himself to college when he's only 4 years old, I would send the dog with him too.
Yeah, I could see that. Everybody asks, it's a remote control toy from Japan.
Is that what she said?
No, but you should
But
have.
she should have.
Konnichiwa, master.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
That would have been
Oh,
hysterical.
well. But yeah, so good season. You know,
Yes.
if you have seen the series and you haven't seen this one yet, you'll enjoy it. If you haven't seen the series, check it out.
Yeah, because you will love it.
Especially, if you're already in Doctor
Especially
Who.
if you're a woman my age, you're going to dig it.
Yes.
Okay. So,
So that will be that
and
for
that's that. We hope y'all tune in to
Later.
Sarah Jane. Bye-bye. Whose brain is this?
Abby something.
Abby what?
Abby normal. Yes, Abby normal.
You brought me an abnormal brain?
Abnormally delicious.
So it is. Oh, delish.